Hello everybody and welcome to W3L Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. Thank you for joining me, thank you for subscribing, thank you for being part of this. And if you are a regular part of this, if you watch Showdown every week, if you come to our live events, then you'll know about all the animosity and all the hatred and all the ire that exists between the very good Mr. Euan Mackie and the merchandise Mike Musso. This is a situation that's been going on for quite a while here in W3L. Because Mackie is recently back off suspension. He blames Musso for that. And I'm sure you saw the two of them go head to head on Judge Rinder on national television. Their issues with each other don't appear to be getting settled any time soon. And as you've just seen at the start of this episode, when they did meet face to face and try and sort things out, Timm Wylie interfered and attacked Musso. What is the nature of his relationship with Euan Mackie? Are they friends, allies, a business thing? Nobody seems to know. But one man knows something, and that man is Mike Musso. And the thing he knows is that he's not going to stand for being jumped from behind. So he has gone to management and he has got himself this match that we're about to see. So let's not delay any further. Let's get you down to ringside as the merchandise Mike Musso takes on Timm Wylie.
Gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown. We've got a singles match for you which was set up last week. I'm sure you saw the episode. The merchandise Mike Musso coming to the aid of El Technico after his match with the very good Mr. Euan Mackie. Of course, Timm Wylie interfering as well. And you know the issues between Musso and Mackie. They've been running for months here in W3L because Mackie was suspended. He firmly blames Musso for that. The two of them went opposite each other on national television to try and sort things out. Mackie's interfered in Musso's matches, and it was on Championship Showdown not all that long ago that we saw the two of them have a confrontation. Initially verbal, it turned physical, and then Timm Wylie interfered, appeared from nowhere and attacked Mike Musso. So Musso has revenge on his mind, not just of getting the better of Timm Wylie after he was blindsided by him, but Wylie appears to be allied with Mackie, albeit perhaps temporarily, perhaps permanently, who can say. And if he can score a victory here over Timm Wylie, that'll put a dent over nefarious plans Mackie has. And Wylie with a handful of hair, but Musso backs him up. These are two big men, arguably two of the most powerful in W3L, and you can see that's how physical this has been already. Neither man's really got the advantage. Of course, against smaller men, they'd be throwing them around like they were barely there, but Wylie's facing a much taller, much heavier man than he normally does, and Musso's facing a much more powerful man, because Timm Wylie, okay, he's not the tallest guy in W3L, but he is powerful. I mean, this man is all muscle, there's hardly any fat on him, and it's going to prove a real test for Mike Musso. You see Mackie just wandering around ringside. You can't keep your eyes off him because you know he will attempt to interfere wherever possible, and that's the problem Musso's got here. Wylie on his own is hard enough to focus on, hard enough to defeat. When you've got Mackie at ringside, it just makes it all the harder. And if Musso takes his eye off the ball, if he starts concentrating on Mackie, then you know that Wylie's going to have this one wrapped up quite easily. And neither man budging here. And Musso not moving. Still nothing. And Musso dives through the air for that added momentum, and Timm Wylie hits the floor. This is the first bit of momentum that Musso's gained in this match, the first bit of headway that he's had. Wylie grabs a chair, because Mackie's no stranger to using foreign objects, as we have seen in the past. Because as of yet, nobody knows just quite what Wylie and Mackie are doing together. They're not really the kind of people you'd expect to have anything in common. I mean, Mackie's, well, he's the very good Mr. Euan Mackie, and he's kind of sinister and he's kind of malevolent at times. Wylie's more of a straight ahead, pure wrestler, and by that I mean there's no frills with him, he just gets on with it. And you wouldn't have thought that he'd have the level of perhaps histrionics is the word that Mackie has. I mean, Mackie, for all you may not like him as a professional wrestler, he's the most cerebral person in W3L, I would say. Always thinking a very keen, razor sharp mind. And I'm not saying that Timm Wylie is not like that. I'm not saying he's like dense in any means, but he likes to let his physical actions do the talking for him. So it's a surprise the two of them have hooked up, but we don't know what the situation is. Neither man has said, or they refuse to talk about why they've joined forces, but I assume we may find out in the months to come here in W3L, as Wylie smashing Musso in the jaw with that big right hand. And Musso retaliates with a kick to the face. With some knee lifts. And Mackie grabbing the foot of Musso, as you knew he would. Referee Callum Lyon's going to have his hands full here. And Musso's on the charge. He's trying to get hold of Mackie. Nobody moves as quick as the very good Mr. Euan Mackie, and he rolls in the ring. And Timm Wylie cuts off Mike Musso. Now, if Mackie had attacked Musso, that would have been disqualification. As it was, there was no physical contact, so the referee lets this one go. And all that's happened is Wylie is now taking over control of the match. He's throttling Musso on the ropes. Anything for an advantage. These two men have wrestled each other before, and here in W3L, so they relatively know what's coming, so to speak. They kind of have an idea of what each other can bring to the table, but now that Wylie has got the very good Mr. Euan Mackie with him, that surely makes him all the more dangerous. And now that Mike Musso, hang on, as Musso moves out of the way, and Wylie smacks the ring post. It's not a good move for him, he can't afford to lose any more fingers. And Musso continuing the assault on that injured hand. And I was going to say that Musso's been focusing on Mackie so much, I'm not sure that he can fully concentrate on his in-ring competition, because see, push him out the way. He wants to gain revenge, he wants to put a full stop in this battle, this war he's having with Mackie. And Musso crashing head first right in the metal hook that gets his turnbuckle pad to the ring post. And now Wylie working on the arm, because we know that Musso likes a lot of throwing moves like clotheslines, that kind of thing as well. So it's a smart strategy to try and wear that down. Of course, it was last week, Musso having had an assault on him at Championship Showdown, came to the Phil Technical, as I said, came running out to save the assault. Of course, it was Musso that demanded a match with Wylie, who was apparently more than happy to agree. He and Mackie apparently signed for the match as quick as they could. And Timm Wylie is standing on Musso's back. And see, this thing I was saying about Timm Wylie, he's not too flashy, he's not too over the top, he just gets on with it. Everything is solid, methodical, and successful as well. And we saw him just 3 weeks ago or so wrestling Martin Kirby, and Kirby's one of the best that the UK has, bar none. And for Wylie to get the victory over him, not to sell Wylie short by any means, but it's a tremendous feat. Wylie trying for that vertical suplex, and Musso trying as well, each man trying to lift the other. This is proving difficult because these are big lads. Musso, almost had him. And now Wylie nearly got him. Musso is slightly taller. Oh, Wylie nearly there. Neither man can get this. And oh, Mike Musso nearly had Timm Wylie up. And up goes, no, back down again. The other man's got the advantage. And Mike Musso hits the vertical suplex. What did that take out of him though? That wasn't an easy task at all. He and Wylie both struggled, could have gone either way. And you see the way Wylie took his time getting up in the corner there. That vertical suplex may have knocked some wind out of him. Both men trading blows. Now they're really gaining the upper hand here. Musso ducks and drops down Wylie and falls with a big splash and hooks the leg. Just nets him too. There's been a dearth of pinfall attempts in this match. I think the opportunity's not quite been there, and also you know that Mackie has told Wylie to hurt Musso as much as he can, as Musso sails through with that clothesline. And I'm sure if Musso was in with Mackie, he would be trying to hurt him as much as possible. And Musso's not that much of a vindictive man, but even he is his breaking point. I think he's reached it with Mackie. Wants to teach him a lesson, put him in his place. Musso sending the turnbuckle, and Mackie grabs the foot. Referee Callum Lyons trying to shake him away, but it's like trying to get a limpet off a battleship. It's not that easy at all. There's Musso landing heavily after being slammed off the top. Wylie for the cover. And just nets him a two. But Musso's slowing down, taking longer to kick out. Wylie of course likes to use the death roll. We saw him use that on Musso when he blindsided him in Championship Showdown. Focusing on the neck. It says with these forearms and strikes in the corner, Musso being clobbered. And Wylie, look at this, like a house of fire. Musso's head's going to go for his shoulders in a second, I think. Like I mentioned before, Timm Wylie is so methodical. No extraneous movement, no wasted energy. And maybe that's why he and Mackie have found something in common. It's because they're opposites. You do say opposites attract, maybe that's what it is, I don't know. He's got hold of some kind of chin lock on Mike Musso, wrenching at the neck. I mentioned just now the death roll works on the neck. This could be Wylie's focus as well. It's a good way of keeping Musso's momentum slowed, keeping him off the mat, or keeping on the mat rather than sort of off his feet, so he can't run around, he can't use those knee lifts and those clotheslines that he likes to use. But the crowd on his side, Musso up to his feet. But runs right into that back elbow. And Wylie going back to the neck again. See, he hooks one arm around his leg and he's barred the other arm, so Musso doesn't have a spare hand to try and alleviate the tension and the pressure on his neck. It takes him longer to get up because he's got to twist his body from underneath Timm Wylie, who just smacks him in the face with that sliding forearm, and this could wrap up the match, but not quite yet. Musso, I think, is being fueled by the animosity that is brewed between him and Mackie. And Timm Wylie, not normally a high risk man, I have to say, doesn't normally take the top rope, and misses a big splash off the top. Perhaps that's why he doesn't go there very often. That would dispel the end of the match, I'm sure, if he'd hit it. But it's a heavy landing. That W3L ring is a solid piece of kit. It's not like landing on a mattress, believe me. But when he's first back up, Musso with a reversal and just hits a back elbow of his own. And a jumping shoulder block. He struck big with that early on in this match. Let's go for a clothesline again. And here comes Mackie, trying to get his foot, but Musso tried to kick him away, and he just about did, and hits a body press. That's got to wrap this one up. Oh, so close there. Even having to fight off the very good Mr. Euan Mackie. And really, Callum Lyons should be warning him a bit more to stop interfering. Fisherman suplex, bridges out. But Wylie kicking out, I think he's maybe just marginally fresher, although as Musso goes back to his feet first. Wylie runs into that back elbow again and gets kicked squarely in the face. And a knee lift. Nobody throws a knee like Mike Musso. And Wylie just takes the pair of them. But Musso not going for the cover. Going up to the high rent district, as the cliche would have it. But just biding his time. Perhaps he wants Wylie to start standing up. I'm not sure. You can see Mackie creeping around. And Musso hits the elbow drop, and Mackie tasted a barrage of those at Championship Showdown. Oh, and Callum Lyons pulled out the ring. Now, come on, this can't stand, surely. And Musso feeling he had this one in the bag, and it was only Mackie's interference that saved Timm Wylie from a certain pinfall. And up on the shoulders it goes to the blunt force trauma. There's Mackie up again. Musso sees him. And this is what I said before about the focus. He should be concentrating on Timm Wylie, not Mackie. Oh, they nearly collided. Timm Wylie nearly smacked Euan Mackie, and Musso's got him hooked up, and Mackie trying to save Wylie from blunt force trauma. Oh, right in the referee. Callum Lyons got a face full of Mike Musso's chest. He mentally scarred for life now. Oh, and a low blow from Timm Wylie, and he's got Musso with a death roll. And this is it. Wylie wants a pinfall attempt, but Callum Lyons crashing down the floor. He's groggy. He's slow to make the count. He hits a 2, and Musso kicks out. And Mackie's not pleased with this. Oh, and runs out in the post. Callum Lyons being assaulted by the very good Mr. Euan Mackie. And now we've no referee. The match is, well, anything can happen now. It's got out of hand here. We can't even have a ruling because there's no referee to decide what's going on, as Mackie strikes Musso with the head of Francois Martin. And again, if you've never seen Francois Martin, it's a disembodied head inside a thick metal cage. And Musso being hung out to dry here. And look! Who's this in orange and black? It's El Technico, and we saw him last week suffering at the hands of Mackie and Wylie, and Mackie gets a face full of Francois Martin, and Mackie being chased away by El Technico. Now Wylie's got the head, and here comes Musso. He's got it, but decides no, I'm not going to use a foreign object. Instead he'll hit the blunt force trauma, and down goes Timm Wylie. But again there's no referee. Musso would have a 6 count. 7, 8, 9 fans trying to take the place of the referee, but they're not licensed and it does not count. Callum Lyons is out like a light. I can't even see him on screen here. Musso crashed into him, he got run at the post. And Callum has really suffered in this contest. Court manager are going to start levying some fines or something. Musso going to try and find him. Look how far away from the ring he is. That's so much he bounced off that post. And Callum in, here comes Wylie. And he missed with the head of Francois Martin. Musso hooks him up, and another blunt force trauma. Covers Timm Wylie. Callum Lyons in position, and he hits a 3. Musso gains a modicum of revenge by defeating Euan Mackie's henchman, associate, sidekick, call what you will. Timm Wylie goes down in defeat at the hands of Mike Musso, but Musso isn't finished. I think he's calling on Mackie. See, Mackie's retrieved the head of Francois Martin. I think he wants Mackie. He wants Mackie to get in the ring and they can settle this once and for all. They almost did the championship showdown, but Wylie's interference prevented Musso from getting the satisfaction that he was after. Is Mackie going to do it? Mackie's at ringside, Mackie's climbing the ring. I think we're going to see an impromptu match. I think we're about to see the very good Mr. Euan Mackie versus Mike Musso. And Mackie's about to get in the ring here. And we're about to see Mackie and Musso. This is going to end the whole thing. No, it won't. Mackie is walking off. He's not prepared to face Mike Musso this week here on Wrestling Showdown.
It's a victory for Mike Musso, but you can bet that his issues with the very good Mr. Euan Mackie are nowhere close to being settled. You can bet that, given the chance, Mike Musso will attempt to make Mackie feel his wrath. And speaking of wrath, that takes me rather nicely to my announcement I have for you about our annual 7 Deadly Sins event. Now, I'm sure if you're a long time fan of W3L, you will know that 7 Deadly Sins is professional wrestling's toughest tournament. 7 wrestlers, 4 rounds of action, each round with its own unique stipulations, and at stake, a guaranteed shot at the Heavyweight Championship. This year's 7 Deadly Sins event will take place on Saturday, May the 13th, in both Stockton and Harrogate. Yeah, that's right, 2 live events. For the first time in history, 7 Deadly Sins will take place on 2 separate shows. This is going to mean a slight rest between shows for the participants, but it's still going to be a real test of stamina and ability. If you're in Stockton, if you're near Stockton, if you know where Harrogate is, come along, because it's 2 big events and it is one not to be missed. I think it's the first time we've ever had 7 Deadly Sins in England as well. This is history in the making. So get along on Saturday, May the 13th to Stockton and to Harrogate if you can, and see 7 Deadly Sins. I'm sure you're all thinking to yourselves, who's involved? What 7 wrestlers are part of this? I shall tell you that next week. But bear in mind, not only do we have 7 Deadly Sins come up on Saturday, May 13th, we have other live events as well. Because on Sunday, May 14th, we go to Kinghorn with all the 7 Deadly Sins Fallout. Then the week after that, on Thursday, May 18th, we go to Oban. Friday, May 19th, sees us return to Bedlington. Then on Saturday, May 20th, we're in both Hexham and Catterick. Again, that's 2 shows in the one day. Then on Thursday, May 25th, we're in Jedburgh, and on Friday, May 26th, we're in Musselburgh. All of which are fantastic opportunities for you to see us live and in person. And to do that, you can go to our website right now. Go to W3LWrestling.com. Buy your tickets for as many of these events as you can possibly make. And of course, if you use the word Showdown as a coupon code, you get 20% off your tickets. So it's even more of a bargain. Once you're there, have a look around the website, see what you like. And of course, give us a like on Facebook. Give us a follow on Twitter. Use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and you really should have. Because next week, we will have more fantastic W3L action, and I will reveal to you the 7 participants in this year's 7 Deadly Sins tournament. It's one not to be missed. I will see you in 7 days.